Welcome to the Frequency of Love podcast. We are Celeste and Dave, a couple who lived a love story written in the stars and wrote a book about it. And now we're here to spotlight the real love stories happening all around the world. In a time when the world focuses on what's going wrong, we're here to amplify what's going right. Honest, unfiltered conversations about how couples met and how they stay in love. Let's make love the headline again. Today we are chatting with Fernando and Desiree, who I am so pumped to have on. There's so much to these two individuals, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your guys' story because I actually think it's actually quite similar.
Is it?
Yes. There's we've got a couple commonalities things. So first question, how did you two meet?
We met on Hinge, on an online dating app called Hinge in January. Actually, we always have this debate about like what our anniversary date. I don't know if other online couples have this, but we matched on January 5th, 2021, and we met the very next day, January 6th, 2021. And yeah, I think it was very intentional, especially from my part. I was really looking for my person, and yeah, I was like, there was no monkeying around, you know. I wasn't gonna have like chat relationships with people. If you've done the online dating, you can develop a whole relationship with somebody over weeks of texting and to never meet them. And so it was very like, yeah, we had a couple of back and forths, met the very next day. And then the day after that, he was cooking me homemade vegan dinner in his house. And I think we spent like every single day together pretty much from that point, and moved in 3 months later.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. So that was it. January 5th. You guys matched January 5th. We had the same, we met on our first date was January 5th too. I remember that.
And we also have our anniversary. Like the day we got married is like the anniversary, but we always do the day we met.
Yeah. Were you guys in Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah. That was right during the pandemic. Yeah,
during COVID.
Okay.
Still pretty much the height of COVID. I was living in West Van. Fernando was in Kits. And I don't know if you want to tell them. Do you want to tell them? I mean, it's obviously the same story how we met. I don't know what your version is.
I was the same. No, I think it was an instant connection right away. The moment after our first date, we went out a few more times, and after that, we never split up.
Did you guys connect on the veganism then? If that was like right away?
No, Fernando is not vegan. He's Argentinian. But yeah, I'll give a little bit more context too, because just from like how we met perspective, I think it's a pretty cute story. We're meeting at I don't know if any of your listeners are from Vancouver Kits area, because I know that we have that connection, but we were meeting at the Starbucks right in Kits on Cornwall, and there's only 30-minute parking there. And so I had parked there early enough for the date to meet him. And then as it's getting closer to the time of meeting, I was like, I probably I need to repark or whatever. And so I ended up reparking, and then that made me a couple minutes late. So I'm like kind of like rushing to get to the Starbucks. And as I'm walking from like the beach kind of area, I look down the alley, and sure enough, I see him coming in the same direction. And he looks at me and is like this, like, and I was just like, okay, he's cheeky. Like that to me is like, because we hadn't had like we only had a logistical conversation. Like, where are you based? Are you free tomorrow? Let's meet. And so that was immediately, okay, he's funny. I know his first impression that he told me was that he thought I was too short, even though I'm like 5'8". What did you
How
think?
tall are you, Fernando?
5'11", I guess.
Yeah, you're 5'.
I'm 5'11".
When you first saw me,
5'8".
you're like, she's late.
Yeah, I was running late too. And she drove for 45 minutes. I used to live there like 20 meters away from that coffee shop, and I was getting late. I was really close. Well, so when I saw her, I was like, you are late. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anyway,
I do love that. And I know exactly where you're saying.
Yeah. And then for the veganism, like I was very specific on my profile. Like I said, like I was 41, like I was looking for my husband, the love of my life. And I was like, I'm vegan, blah, blah, blah. I want to adopt children, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he read my profile. I think he saw one picture, liked the picture, matched with me. And then after our date, I had this like, I actually went, so this is like a long, I don't know exactly. That's why I asked you how long you have on this conversation, because I could tell stories for days, but like, so we just went for a walk. It was obviously, we said January. It was prime winter in Vancouver. He's wearing a sweater on our walk. We went, met at the Starbucks, went for a walk. You know how it is online dating. Like, I got an hour for you.
Yeah.
This is the test beta run. If we like each other, we'll actually plan a date or whatever, right? So that was like, okay, fair enough. It's 4 p.m. He's wearing a sweater. Anyways, we do have this walk. He's making me laugh the whole entire time. I was very impressed. Vancouver was the third city that he had set up a new life in. He's originally from Argentina, had moved to Rio. First of all, left his small hometown, went to Buenos Aires, the capital city, then went to Rio, Brazil, learned Portuguese, then had relocated to Vancouver and learned English. So immediately I was very impressed. I know what it takes to set up a life in another country. But anyways, the sun went down and he was freezing. And so I was like, okay, I really like this guy. And he was like, classic, do you want to come up to my apartment? And I was like, oh God, like, I don't.
Because I was cold.
Yeah. But I was like, why are you not, like, who doesn't wear a jacket in winter? And you're like a baby when it comes to now that I know you. So I don't know why you, anyway, we went up to his apartment and it was good because I saw that he was like a bachelor, but like very clean, had nice decor, his nice apartment in Kitsilano. And when we were going to leave, he said it was a terrible kiss, but he like went to open the door and then basically like planted a kiss on me. And I never ever, like, we had met like 2 hours for the first time. And like, I never, like I said, usually it's the second meeting is like the more date, maybe the third meeting you have a kiss, whatever. So and that was like very out of character for me. So we kissed and then he walked me to my car. And I was like kicking his feet. Like, I was like, didn't you read my profile? Like, I'm vegan. Like, how are you not vegan? Like, you're not even vegan. But he, like, the next day he was homemade portobello mushroom vegan soup. So
that is so sweet.
yeah. And from your perspective, what was it like when you knew that I was vegan?
Well, I didn't know that veganism is that extreme that you cannot even eat butter or something like that. So for me to create some food for her was kind of challenging. So I was trying to, okay, what should I cook for a vegan person? So I started looking and trying to figure out what to cook for her.
But you also say
I think that's pretty impressive.
He always says too that it was like, I know that he loves me for my values, like, because I have very strong values. And for him, it was never like it can turn some people off. But for him, you always say that it was like something that you found attractive about me.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was very attractive for me, for her, for me, like she had those values. And since day one, I supporting her in all her journey in veganism.
Yeah.
I am not vegan, but almost vegan because I pretty much never eat meat or whatever kind of meat. So
yeah,
pretty much everyday salad and rice and potatoes.
At home, like I'm very much like we're not having animals like at home, like in my life. I'm not opening up the fridge and seeing chicken. So definitely at home we are very vegan. He's been very supportive of the journey. I think he really does care about the environment and about animals and the things that I care about. But the last thing I'll say about our meeting and our love story, because it was like a very fast kind of falling in love, was that, as I said, we matched on Hinge and Fernando was like over it. He calls like Vancouver girls flaky, like he was already ready to delete the app. And like I said, we kind of like, when we matched, it was like, okay, we're not seeing anybody else. But anyways, he deleted himself from the app very quickly. And I had gone on because I really wanted a screenshot, even though it was very brief, like I wanted a screenshot of our conversation and like just some memorabilia around that. And when I went on to screenshot the conversation, he was gone and the conversation was gone. And I was like, oh no, like you, and he's like, yeah, I deleted the app, like blah, blah, blah. And anyways, on our 1 month, just 1 month together, we went away for the night to Whistler. And on our 1 month anniversary, he gave me, I think you gave me a gift. I don't even remember what the gift was, but anyways, he had printed up the screenshot and like wrapped it in like some wrapping paper. And I was just like, it's over. Like the man is so thoughtful. 1 month later, I have the screen. Like I hadn't even told him it like he was already off the app by the time I said I wanted that screenshot. So he had already premeditatively screenshotted our conversation and then gave it to me on our 1 month anniversary. And I was just like, yeah, that's just the most thoughtful.
That's what I wanted to say. Like, Fernando, that was so sweet that even like on date 2, for you to go so into something you've never done and make someone a vegan meal, like we know it ain't easy. And like that's just so thoughtful. It's just so kind. Like you must have been quite swooning very quickly, Desiree. Like, okay, this guy is real and he's extremely kind, because we know that, you know, it's like these small gestures, like that's for Dave, that's his love language, like through looking after his family and feeding us all the time and constantly adapting to whatever that is. And we feel that all the time. And it's very special, I think, to be on the receiving end of that. I just want to acknowledge that, Fernando. Like it really, we talk a lot about that in our family.
Thank you.
How much it matters.
Yeah, Dave.
Okay, well then how did you know that it was it? Are you saying at the 1 month anniversary you knew it was it, Desiree? Or what was it for both of you?
I'll give him a chance to answer. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Like I said, I think it was a instant connection, and then after, like I said, a few days, a few more date, we know we wanted to keep seeing each other. So after, I think 3 months, we moved together, right?
Yeah. What period of time did you feel like I was like it for you, or do you? I don't even know if he operates that way. I think it was just like, I'm gonna commit to this. Like, do you now think that I'm it for you, or is there a point in time that
Yeah, I think after a month or 2 months, I realized, yeah, she's the one. She's the person that I want to meet.
What was it?
What do you mean? What was it?
Like, was there like?
It was just easy to be together. Okay, let's go tomorrow to whatever, for a walk. Let's go for a coffee or for lunch. It was easy from day one. So after 2 months, I realized, like, yeah, I want to be with her.
I think for me, it was like very, I don't know, I'm so spiritual. And so I have had this like affinity or like calling in my heart. Like I always pictured my person. It's kind of strange, but you do hear women talk about like sometimes we have this affinity for like our father figure. My dad is very dark, French Canadian, has a French accent. And so since like my early 20s, I just pictured this guy like with dark features, really dark, thick hair. I had this like calling for South America, Argentina in specific. And so even previously when I would date other guys and I was just like, where's that dark haired guy that I'm like picturing? And so even when we matched, I was like, whoa, like he likes me, like he's so handsome, like he's like like he's my physical archetype, like he is like the exact like type that I like, the dark eyes, the Latin American. So right away I was like, obviously the physical is there. And then when I went to his apartment, when he cooked me dinner, his playlist was like all of my signed songs, like Coldplay Fix You, Justin Timberlake Mirrors, like you are the love of my life. So I'm like on this like first date with this guy who was like my physical like vision board, and all of my like love song musics are playing. He's speaking my love language of like, talk about love language, like we speak all of the love languages to each other. I would say gifts is the least, but like in the beginning he was giving me gifts, he was giving me words of affirmation, acts of service, like all of the things. And so and because I was at that point in my life where I was like ready, I like immediately, like I think the first week I was like all in. I was like, yeah, he's it for me. And I remember I stayed over at your place, you had to go to work and you gave me keys to your apartment, and I put them on my keychain. Like I was like, yeah, these keys are like never going back, like they're mine now.
Yeah, I was expecting her to give me the keys back. I gave it to her for that day, and I thought the next day she's
At least get
gonna
them cut.
No, I was like, yeah, these go right onto my own keychain. Like I have keys to his apartment now. This is great.
You're like, this is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it was like, yeah, no doubt. Like, yeah.
I love it. Okay. What is one quality that you loved at the very beginning when you first met that you still totally adore in that person today?
I think she's the most honest person I ever met.
That's nice.
Yeah, for sure. She's the most honest person I met. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably something similar, like honesty and thoughtfulness. Like obviously you heard he's extremely thoughtful. He is very honest, like very transparent. Fernando cannot hide his emotions if he's mad, if he like that's to me, yeah, like he's
White hot rage.
yeah. Actually, I think the word is sincerity. Like he's just a very sincere person. I think he does what he says what he means what he says. And to me, his sincerity as obviously, and when you first meet somebody, you don't know if it's genuine, but it did feel extremely genuine to me. And obviously now over 5 years later, I know that he's just like, yeah, the most sincere, honest, thoughtful person. Yeah.
Ugh. And we know sometimes that can be rare, right? Like
Yeah.
it's weird, but in today's world, unfortunately, it's almost like a rare quality. And I think it's so refreshing. Yeah. And also,
Totally.
if you guys are both having the same thing, like both honesty, we have the same thing too. Like it's like there's no hiding, there's no faking or skirting. It's like let's just say how we're feeling and go from there.
But I like the fact that you like took yourself off the dating app, because that's just like, well, I'm done here. Like, I'm done. Like, why would I be on? When I was on Lava Life years ago, like whenever that was, 2000 or whatever, 2005 or whatever. And I remember they had like 3 categories, and one was like relationship, which is what I was in, and only that one. So I think it was relationship, dating, and intimate encounters. Those are the 3.
Right.
And then when I was dating, if they were in the intimate encounters one, I'm like, delete, because like there's no integrity there. Like you can't be both. But anyway, I applaud that. I applaud that you took yourself out. I would have done the same thing. I'm like, and we're done. Found my soulmate. All done.
Yeah.
What keeps you guys both in love after all this time, do you think?
Feeling that we are a true team, I guess. Like she's the most supportive person, loving person. So I feel her support every single day. I think that's yes, the relationship keep this way, like always happy and doing new things. But I think the supportive stuff.
Yeah, I think I mean, people will say, especially like the longer you're with somebody, there is that like, I hate the word like work, because work has such like a negative connotation. And I know that there has been times where we've slipped into it where you just get complacent or you take the person for granted. And it is hard, especially when you start off so strong and you're doing all the things, you know what I mean? Like he was doing all the things, like cooking for me, making me green juice to take home, leaving me love notes in my wallet, like all the things. And then 6 months later, you know, those little things start to like, I don't remember the last time I got like a little note on a surprise note on my computer at my wallet, but it's like, so you still have to like individually keep showing up for each other. And I think maybe we don't do it like as much in like the courting ways as we might have used to. I think both of us are such thoughtful, giving people that I will do whatever I need to. If he's busy working during the day, I'll cook lunch or whatever. And like vice versa. Like we are both equally, I've heard this, people talk about this, how it's not 50-50, it's like 100-100. And then sometimes maybe I'm at 80 and he's at 30 or like whatever, you know what I mean? And
That's a good one. Yeah, that's good.
I think it's like, I think that is truly what makes our relationship work, is that we are both 100 with each other. Like I am here for him 100. I want my life with him for like as long as possible, as long as we are like this. And I think vice versa for him as well. And so I think that it's just the commitment to like, and again, because we felt it like, this is not a facade. Like I am not pretending to be a thoughtful person. He's not pretending to be a sincere, thoughtful person. So I think it's just, it's easy to be with somebody for a long time when the person you fell in love with is the person that they actually are. Like we don't have to like pretend we're something that we're not. Like you just, this is what you get with me. Like I'm a thoughtful, kind person. So I'm going to be kind and thoughtful towards you as my partner and vice versa. So and fun and adventure, of course. Like, you know, like we have a very fun, adventurous life and values. I think that's what I will say for people too, is like, I knew that we connected on our primary, although my value is obviously veganism, but like even above that is freedom. And we both very, very, very much value freedom. And even like below that, right below that, like love and family. And so we have those values that really keep us connected and supporting our relationship.
I love that. I think it's also, it's a good reminder for like everybody or anybody listening, like it's normal in life for us to just get into it's like we're not trying to take it for granted, but that's just life, right? You're getting into the patterns and the routines and what you're doing. And anytime I kind of pull myself out and just observe the act of what someone is doing, like when I witness him in the kitchen, or like, you know what I mean? Like when we witness what we do for each other, it's like all of a sudden I'm just like so filled with like love, right? So it's almost like it's helpful for us to remember that because it makes us feel good, even to just be able to acknowledge that in the other, even though we're doing it for them too, but we're doing it for ourselves as well, because it just feels different, I find, in partnership when you're really able to just see the person, which is also, I think, honesty and sincerity. And like when you just see them and you're like, no, I see you and like, you're awesome.
Yeah, and being each other's like number one champion. Like I truly want like the absolute best for him and him the same with me. And so we will do whatever that takes to be that for each other.
Yeah. Totally agree.
As long as you don't have to ask. It's just like Celeste isn't herself today. I don't need to solve anything. I'll just take care a little bit more today. You know?
Yeah.
And that all happens without any conversation. It's just you just know. This is just a knowing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm so curious too more about you guys too. Like, obviously, it's been a lot longer, and there's children involved too. So we like, I still feel like we're relatively young with just 5 years, and obviously no kids or anything like that. So it's also a lot easier. We don't have, and for a lot of it, we've just been the two of us traveling and not having friends or family around. So yeah,
that's a big one, right? Like, we know the traveling too, but like that's hard. We haven't traveled as much as you, but man, that's hard. Just creating a new life every couple of months, like you mentioned earlier. Like that's sometimes you're not in the mood to do that, so the other person has to take on a little bit more, right?
And also people travel differently too.
Yeah,
there's also that we're both very different, but we find we travel best when we're together. Whenever we've traveled separately, his stuff spirals for some reason. So
I gotta go fish.
It looks like
I was in San Jose and I was going to go to the airport. I think I was going to Miami, and like I was in the car, the van that took you to the airport. I'm like, can you pull over, please? So he pulled over. I'm like, my bag's not in here. My bag had my passport in it, my laptop.
He'd forgot it at the hotel.
Because I went out, like Costa Rica's like it's like Costa Rica time. Everything was a little bit late. So I went, you're supposed to meet the driver at 5. I got there at 5. I waited about 10 minutes. I'm like, well, it's, started to rain. So I went back to my room to wait. As soon as I came back, he knocked on my door. It's like, let's go. So I just grabbed my bag and left. And my other bag was on the dresser. And anyway, so I went back, ran back. It's only 2 blocks away, but ran back with my bag. Got it, and then it was fun. But but Celeste will always do the room check, and
I get
she wasn't there.
She wasn't there. Mocks me for doing the room check, the room sweep whenever we leave, and I'm like, that's why I do it. That's why, like, you know. And what was weird is even actually the morning that happened, because it was like 6 a.m. I actually woke up at that time, and I was like,
Dave forgot his bag.
He forgot his bag. I go,
no way.
His bag. Yeah. And so I don't know if I sensed him or if I then told him basically like, you need to remember your bag. I don't know which one came first, but it was exactly at the same time.
But now I do a room check every time now when I leave. Every time.
Wow. You are very, that's like ultra connected.
That would have sucked.
Yeah.
That would have been very bad. Well, I thought I left it in the parking lot too. I didn't even know. I left it in my room, thank goodness. By the time I thought I was sitting in the middle of the parking lot.
Wow.
Anyway, it's all good. But yes, we all travel differently.
Yeah.
I can't function off if I don't have enough sleep. Like I'm not there.
Yeah.
Whether it's cranky or just absent. But anyway, Celeste picks it up.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like
that's partnership, right?
the yin and the yang, right?
Yep.
Oh, completely. So this is kind of a tricky question, but I hope so. What is a positive quality that you see in your partner that you wish that they could see in themselves?
Or they don't see it, or you think they don't see it in themselves.
Yes, but you see it.
Yeah.
Other people don't see in you?
Or no, like what do you see in me that is a good quality that I don't necessarily see in myself?
That you are a woman.
I know it's a tricky one.
I think she's a really strong woman, and sometimes she needs to believe more on herself. And I, after all these years, I know that she's a very strong woman.
Thank you. Yeah, he's definitely always there to support me and push me and do that. So, and I it's similar, I guess, with him. Like I think it's the confidence. I think that he has you have a lot of self-doubt and lack some confidence. And I see that you have so much to offer and you're very smart and yeah, could step in to show like presenting a bit more confidently.
Yeah. It's a good one. They're both good ones.
What
and
about
it's
you guys?
interesting. I think it comes also from entrepreneurship though. I was going to say that's kind of been a similar thing with women in entrepreneurship that their partners are like, no, like, do you not see how freaking awesome you are? Like, look what you're doing. But because it's business sometimes and you're wearing all the hats, sometimes it's hard to, right? You always feel like you're not doing enough. So I think it's just natural. But, and yeah, I've actually, couple of women have seen the same in their men, that they wish that they could see actually how incredible they really are, right? I mean, that's what's worked for us. I don't actually know. Actually, I don't think it.
What?
I don't have an answer for that one. I've been trying to think about that one for you. What I see in you.
That I don't see myself? I see everything.
Oh, shut
up. All the time. No. So for Celeste, it would be oftentimes you don't see your value, your worth, but you know that already. You know that, but you continue to do that.
Yeah.
She forgets. I have to remind her.
Yeah, and I would say that you don't always trust yourself.
No, I trust myself implicitly.
No, that like.
No, I do.
Ignore him.
Oh,
I have confidence issues. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm overcoming them, but
yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm very confident.
Shut.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, it's like a charming, like endearing quality because he's not like this bro that has this ego that is like, so it's kind of like this fine line of like, I actually love him even so much more because I see this like, again, like the sweet sincerity of somebody that is like not this like super out there showy guy.
Yeah. You don't want to become arrogant, right? It's a fine line.
So would you guys have a tip for other couples on how to keep love strong and connected over the years?
I think communication is key. Being able to be 100% honest with your partner, I think that's very important. Communication.
Yeah, I think the commitment, like I think you have to be 100% all in all the time. And again, doing your best not to take it for granted. And if there is anything that's causing any, I don't know, hesitation or resistance, then that's where the communication comes into like, oh, I don't see myself showing up 100% in this relationship and maybe here's why or something like, or something that needs to be addressed. But yeah, definitely communication and commitment. I think both people have to be equally committed to the relationship.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Our story, like we happened so fast because we actually got pregnant even before I technically got pregnant before our first date. Right. So it happened very fast, but it was because we decided like we were in. So even though all the crap and all the things that we had to navigate of life, we were in.
Yeah.
So anytime someone could feel insecurities come in, and we had a lot of red flags and a lot of shit that we still had to work through. But yes, it was the commitment that no one's going anywhere. So that wasn't even part of the, so even when we fought with respect because we didn't want to add anything new to it. We always just wanted to be like, how do we resolve this so we can move forward?
And most of the fights were the baggage we're carrying. It wasn't really at the other person, you know?
Of course. Yeah. You have to, be able to be there for that person. And again, when you have like an awareness, you can see, if they're acting outside of themselves or different things like that. And I think along with the commitment is like the priority. So it's like making like, he is my number one priority always.
Yeah.
So that's like, you have to, I think you put each other first above everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Do you guys have any advice for anybody that's looking to call in a partner or their soulmate? Any of the single people out there?
Be patient.
Yeah.
Not all the women are the same. Maybe the right person is out there for you.
Yeah, I think for me, it's be your own, like be the one. Like I invested so much in becoming the one, I was like, had all the lists and all the things of what I wanted, my partner to be. And then it was like, how do I use that as a mirror? Like, am I 10 out of 10 on this? Am I 10 out of 10 on that? So yeah, I think it's just like be the one. And then because they always say the best I mean, I don't know about you guys, it was like a wham bam thank you ma'am, and then married for life. But yeah, like when you like, I was definitely very much looking, but I also was doing the work. I was working with a relationship coach at that time, which was more like investing in my own self, my own personal growth, just not settling really. I mean, I was, like I said, I was 41. Like people had told me I had broken up with good guys, and my people in my family or my life thought I was crazy. Like my dad being like, like you're never gonna find what you're looking for, or like I believed in like storybook romance. Like I am a romantic comedy love. I'm a Cancer. I'm emotional. Like I believe in love. I have 2 love tattoos on my body. Like I was like, I want a romantic love, and if I didn't feel that, then it wasn't good enough for me. And I was like Fernando said, be patient. Like I was willing to wait, especially because I don't have that driving force where I was like, I didn't feel my like maternal clock ticking, or like I need to have children by this date. Like I was like, I just want to find my person. That's what mattered to me the most. And so I think it's just know your worth, know your values, because I think that's what's really going to make a relationship last, is when you have like those connections of like values and what you care about and how you're living your life and your lifestyle. But yeah, be the one, like be your best self, invest in yourself, do the things you love to do. Because if you're doing the things that you love to do, you will like probably meet somebody who's also doing those things. And then you already have something like in common or whatever, but.
Yeah. Well, I think too, what you're saying with that is you guys were able to move quickly because you weren't wearing any masks, right? There was no pretension. There was no faking it. You weren't trying to be somebody else. You were like, this is me.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I like that. I like it. Let's do it. Like, and I think there's something to say for that also in when you're saying not giving up, because Dave thought he'd given up on having a family. Like when we connected, that's why we were so grateful actually that our family happened so quick, because he was giving up and thinking that it was just going to be him and his dog at Kits in Vancouver. Same thing. So he was just kind of like, this is it for me. And he'd settled.
Yeah,
and
I'd already decided that it's fine. It's just a different kind of life. So
yeah.
I think that's also key too, is just like that is like the key thing, especially as someone that has like, I feel like I have analyzed romance and love and dating. And the thing that always came to the top was like, you have to not want it. And I was like, how am I supposed to not want it when it's like the only thing that I want?
That's all I think about.
That's all I think about. And like you like try to convince yourself that you're okay or you don't want it, but it's like, but honestly, it was the same for me. Like it was actually until I got to the point where I was like, you know what? If this is, I love my life. If this is it for me for the rest of my life, I'm actually happy. Like I will be okay. And it's like, I think it's which is like, again, impossible to get to. But when you finally get to that point where you're like, okay, And then the universe, I don't know how this algorithm of life works, but it's like literally as soon as you are like okay with it, it's like, oh, here you go, by the way.
What do they call it? Detachment, right? That's
Yeah.
all the spiritual coaches say. As soon as you're detached from the outcome will
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But that is not how it works, though. But it
Yeah,
doesn't make any
exactly.
sense.
So do all the things like you want the thing that you want, but then don't actually want the thing that you're trying to get. So it's like this really huge.
But then really don't care about it.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
I'm waiting my whole life for this. Don't care, and there it comes.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted kids my whole life. So to try and tell myself I didn't was
of course
farcical. But I wasn't telling myself I didn't want it. Like in the book, I would say it's just a different life. That was my detaching from it. It's just a different. I was just going to travel more. I was going to do different things, and
you get to like a
and as soon as I kind of made that, yes, acceptance, another word, and then it came.
Yeah, we actually lived a block from each other. I was 8th than you, he was 7th than you, for 3 years, and we never met till he started at BGH. And then the minute I saw him, I actually knew. I completely knew. I was like, that's him. And and he was aesthetically like, I was like, yeah, that's him. And he's English and doesn't really pick up on any kind of advances. He still doesn't really pick up on advances. So it took him a bit longer to notice me. So even in the book, there's quite a few jokes about like my outfits because they were very bright and very colorful, and he's very straight-laced and like kind of English and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
all blues and grays.
Yeah, and I was all rainbows and colors. But then when we met, and that's why when we had the first date, it was like we just knew. Like it was just it was just then when that finally happened, we just completely knew.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I know it's crazy how it can all kind of unfold like that because we weren't really looking at the time. We'd both just decided like, we weren't looking.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
We're both shutting off our exes.
And then he thought too, he goes, well, maybe you wouldn't have noticed me. I'm like, no, I would, like for the 3 years that we lived that close. And he was like, you want to know? I'm like, oh, I would have noticed you. 100% I would have noticed you. You're like, you had the dog, you had the height, you had the looks, you had all the things.
Like that coffee shop, that Starbucks, that's U Street. U Street's the one that goes to the beach in Cornwall's,
right?
The one that faces the beach. Yeah, that's
yeah.
I live like 5-6 blocks from there, I guess.
So him and I used to walk down that all the time. That would have been, I would have been there 2008, 2007 to 2010. And
I was in 2006.
The same too. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys were there at that time, but
I would be there at 5 o'clock in the morning with a dog, and Celeste would be there in the afternoon.
Yeah, we just realized it was different times.
Passing ships, and that is such a small neighborhood, so that's pretty wild that you could live in that same vicinity for so long and not. I actually did. I lived at 5th and Maple in 2011, so might have been around that. Oh no, sorry, 2009 because I moved to Port Moody in 2010. So it was like 2009. Yeah, I was neighbors with you guys.
Isn't that weird? I know, and it's like if you could look back now, and I wonder if there was like cross paths and like
I'm sure
all those sliding doors things.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
He was nowhere. He was in I don't know Rio or Buenos Aires or somewhere.
In
2008.
Somewhere warmer.
Argentina.
Yeah, he was in Argentina. He didn't come to Vancouver until 2016. So
Well, this has been a pleasure, guys. I absolutely loved listening to you guys and getting to know. And I mean, I know online, like what comes across is the deep respect I find that I think you guys have for each other. Like that comes across, like the commitment, but the respect and like just such a partnership, like, and love. Like and it's lovely to see and it's inspiring. And it's just been so great to hear more of the details of how that all unfolded. And it sounds like you guys have just quite a balance for each other as well. Yeah. And I truly, truly wish you guys everything that you hope for and want, because I know you're both doing it from heart. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like half crying like the whole time. It's just so meaningful to like. We've never shared our story before. Fernando's never even been on a podcast before. So it's like, it's really special for us to just connect with you and to share some things that I was curious to know his answers to. So it's very meaningful.
I know, right?
Super grateful.
I know. I
super
love
grateful.
it. Good. It's been an absolute pleasure.